I am here with a different solution for the questions posed in the theme today. जरा इधर देखें क्या हो गया. Having been part of the civil and military bureaucracy for nearly 45 years, there is hardly any governance aspect which passed unnoticed. Summing up, inputs on a contagious disease which afflicted this great nation for over 5 decades may never be possible in 10 minutes. Nonetheless, I have tried to highlight 4 major aspects wherein the problems, their reasons, their solutions have been outlined. This short story of mine runs basically around thoroughly corrupt and shameless bureaucratic elements put in charge of important portfolios in this country. Spineless group of politicians which have come back to us again and again and yet again, never allowing the deserving Pakistanis to fill in this void. Absolute chaos for fixing the national priorities which so many of us have pointed out. No institution, no thought about fixing priorities. Thoroughly corrupt and rickety judicial system which totally failed to ensure a system of merit in the governance everywhere. This may be the single worst unfortunate setback which ravaged this country again and again. To begin with the subject which we are given, the concept note depicts a situation for Pakistan similar to that of that sadly infamous Pulitzer Prize winning picture of a drought-stricken African boy, badly starved, sitting on his haunches, unable to move, waiting for the death, while a vulture sits nearby waiting for his prey to collapse. Is our economic situation really all that bad? Or is there a deliberate attempt by stakeholders to show it so? Is the $6 billion bailout package massive and dangerous enough to make Pakistan bankrupt and ruin us completely? If so, then what was the $555 billion package given to Thailand back in late 90s, and in the 90s, and nearly $50 billion given to Italy, and another $55 or $60 billion given to Greece? EU had prepared a $500 billion package back in 2011 for Spain, Greece, and again, is our $6 billion terrifying and a real doomsday scenario for us? I next take over another aspect of our so-called bankrupt economy. Just some time back, our chairman FBR informed us that a whooping $200 billion of money belonging to Pakistanis is lying in the Swiss banks. According to rough international pronounced estimates, Asif Zardari has over $50 billion of money and property acquired through ill-gotten means and placed abroad. Another estimate suggests over $100 billion of Sharif's family wealth, capital, and lying spread outside. All this again siphoned from Pakistan. If you add the 200 billions of Pakistanis, 50 billion of Asif Zardari, and 100 billions of Sharif family, just the 3 known figures make up roughly $350 billion siphoned out of Pakistan. Calculating the routine tenures of these two political parties and dividing the 350 billion, one is favorable asset to assume that nearly $225 to $30 billion of this money was siphoned every year from this country. If the country did not go bankrupt in each of those years, when $25 billion were being taken out, how in the hell the $6 billion that of IMF bailout package is going to bring the country to its knees? Next, I take over the third aspect of my arguments, and that is the system of the economic hitmen lined up by the donors to ensure our economy never picks up in the real sense. Some were sent as prime ministers packed in suitcases, and some bought through underhand deals to ensure their desired results, which they wanted. All these butchers selected the worst blood-sucking parasites from our bureaucracy and made most corrupt teams down to the level of a section officer. What happened next to our economic plans is quite obvious. You don't reap fruits when you sow thorny bushes. Here I would like to mention some of our own success stories, like, for example, our nuclear and missile program, one of the smartest and best in the world. It did happen, and it is there to stay, inshallah. Just recently, the biggest economic disaster, that is PIA, was handed over to a team of Air Force officers, and no one is even bothered to mention that the team has turned over a profit of 95 billion rupees in just 8 months. Alongside, everybody is mentioning the name of a military dictator, who had the honor of building all the major infrastructural programs which Pakistanis saw, and his grandson, the Minister of Water and Power, along with the chairman Wabda, saved a sum of $81 billion rupees in line losses and electricity thefts in a few months in their office. Just 3 examples, not more, to prove where there is will, there is a way. To sum up the arguments of these 4 aspects, I have to say, we do not need to reinvent the wheel, as pointed out before also, of the economic revival. The same has been done over 70 times in our history of 72 years. Time to call a spade a spade. Stop beating about the bush. We don't have to run after the dog which has allegedly run away with our ear. We first need to check our ear if it is already there or not. Having said all this and many things unsaid, I have to spell out the salvation mantra as follows. Go for a transparent, ruthless accountability of all this economic terrorism unleashed by the foreign masters and their local touts. Make it a crime punishable by death, and implement it across the board. Last but not the least, please understand for good. Your defense and military capability has rattled all the bullies across the globe, led by the Zionists who control the international media, meaning the world propaganda machine. And those who control the world economy, that is the World Bank, IMF, Islamic Development Bank, etc. They want shoe polishers here, more so in the Muslim world. If you have chosen to live the way which Iqbal and Jinnah chose for you, then start practicing truth, justice, and system of merit. We don't have any other excuse of saying anything or blaming anybody else. If we start practicing this system of truth, justice, and system of merit, everything will fall in place. Thank you.